Hello everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode. Hope you're all having a great day. Today we take on Worldwide Technology Raceway, or as a normal person calls it, Gateway, as we have breaking news this weekend that Chase Elliott's replacement has been officially announced by Hendrick Motorsports, and Corey Day will be getting the call up to drive the number 25 for HMS next season, as Elliott takes the number 9 to his own team. So Corey Day into the number 25 for Hendrick Motorsports as they revive that iconic number next season, which is going to be exciting to see how he does. Obviously, we won't get to see how he does, but we will be doing a simulation. People have been asking, why are you still doing silly season if there's not going to be another season of the career mode? Well, we are going to be doing a post-career mode simulation video where we sim another 10 to 15 seasons and let the statistics kind of play out, who wins the races, who wins the championships, etc. So that video will take some time to get out, but it will be coming following the career mode. It'll be it'll be actually after NASCAR 25 comes out, whenever that video hits, but it will be coming out. So that's why we are still doing a silly season, because there's still a storyline that is going to go into that final video, as we were here in practice in the Jarrett Cadillac here in this Junior Motorsports number 8. And our first 2 laps actually exceeded our goal for the lap time, so I was feeling pretty confident coming into qualifying here. Now, as we don't have Next Level Racing colors on the car this weekend, but we do have Next Level Racing support as usual. They sponsor or partnered with my channel. You see me on the left side there on the webcam in the Next Level Racing GT Racer 2.0 cockpit. Now, if you want a cockpit or any sim racing gear, from seats to cockpits to flight sim gear, use my code in the link in the description. GOIN25 is the code. Use that at the checkout for a 5% discount if you are in the US. As we exit turn 4, a goal of a 32.809 to the line. We exceed that by a big chunk, going P2 front row on the outside. Who's it going to be alongside? It'll be the number 24 of William Byron. Ross Chastain, Rajah Caruth, Chase Briscoe up in the top 5. Rounding out the top 10 is my teammate of Connor Zillish, just picked up his second win of the season recently. And of course our other teammate of Hocevar there in P11. Looking further down the order all the way towards the bottom, Parker Retzlaff as well as Justin Haley. Amazon Prime action as well in Gateway this weekend. Justin Allgaier picked up the win over Josh Balicki. Daniel Suarez up there in P6. He's had a bit of a quiet season compared to last season when he did win his second championship of his career in the B series of the NASCAR, of course, top 3. As we focus now in on this Illinois 300 here from Worldwide Technology Raceway, as Austin Hill, one of our friends. Surprisingly, does Austin Hill have any friends in NASCAR? I really don't think he does, but nonetheless, apparently we are friends with him. Chase Elliott put himself in the playoffs recently there with a win. He has nothing to concern himself about, but Ross Chastain comes in, the first driver below the cut line. He is hoping for one potential of Ryan Preece falling out of the top 30 in points, who's had some horrible luck this season. That could be possible. Both Bowman and Caruth failed inspection. They will be sent to the back for the start of this race. How will we fare as we get ready to take the green flag? Now, as here we go, under the lights in Gateway, the green flag is out. William Byron and myself lead the field to green. Byron still winless on the season, top 5 in the standings, but hasn't been able to find victory lane. We've got a few drivers in the top 10 in the points that have not found victory lane this season. Now is Ross Chastain to my inside. Byron clear. We're wheel to wheel with the Busch Light 45 Toyota Camry down the backstretch. As well, the 54 just behind us. Ty Gibbs up here in the conversation. Toyota has really made some overall gains here recently with 2311 and Joe Gibbs Racing as a whole as well. And we have seen, of course, Chastain running strong, Blaney running stronger. Corey Himes he's been pretty well strong all season, but the 23 and the 45 not necessarily. As that look in the mirror, and Kyle Larson in that red Valvoline number 5 working his way up here as we go to the inside of Chastain. Lean on him a little bit there on the exit of turn 2. We got 15 laps in stage 1, so you don't have a lot of time to get things done. The rest of the stages are 30 laps or more, so it's a completely different vibe here in stage 1. Kind of my vibe of stage 1, where you basically are paid to go hard and go as hard as you can. As we come to lap 3, William Byron still leads over myself, but we are closing in on him, and who's closing in on me? That's the Advanced Auto Parts 23 Toyota of Ryan Blaney. Still winless on the season as we're to the back of the 24. We'll pull out a line to the inside of Byron into turn number 1 and looking for the lead after after Byron leads the first 3 laps, he might be vulnerable right here as we roll through at a turn 2 and head down this back straightaway, still wheel to wheel with one of my favorite paint schemes in the career mode. That one was made by Sanok. I mean, beautiful Celsius paint scheme on that number 24. It's simple, but it's so slick. But we clear the 24, and now he's under fire from Ryan Blaney and Ross Chastain. To the lead we go, and the Jarrett number 8 for Junior Motorsports down this front straightaway, leading the lap, but Ryan Blaney was continuing to mount the pressure, and eventually he gets to my left rear as we approach lap 7, but still just staying clear of that number 23, so we can stay ahead for now as we head down into turn number 1. As we roll through the center of the corner, this is where Blaney seems to be able to kind of fight back, is through the center towards the exit as well, and if we can just stay clear of him, he struggles to get to the back of me down the straightaway. But the caution's out, and actually, one of the rare moments, I couldn't find the caution. So my guess is there was an engine issue from a car, and I just didn't notice it in the replay. So yeah, I didn't catch it in the replay of who it actually was or what actually happened, but it wasn't a spin. Gregson's pitting, so obviously it must have been him, but obviously at the point of me getting replays after the race, I'd completely forgotten that it was Gregson at that point. So must have been some kind of mechanical issue for the 43. Nonetheless, we all stay out and get ready to go back racing here from Gateway, now in control, but we got some fast cars behind us, including beside me in that 23, Ryan Blaney. 6 laps to go in stage 1. Christopher Bell is up here on the conversation. He's got 2 wins on the season, most recently when he stole the win on the final lap in Kansas when I went for that slide job move on Kyle Larson. Blaney off of turn 2. Contact there as I washed up into him, but he's going to just about clear us. He will clear us down the back straightaway. That 23 is strong here under the lights. Chase Elliott as well coming up into the conversation now as we dive back up the inside of the 23. Elliott's in that white Cadillac behind us now. Of course, not the blue Napa color, still a Napa branded car, but Blaney clears us off of turn 4. He's going to try and run away with 5 laps to go in stage number 1, but Hendrick Motorsports, I see both of their cars trying to get up here into the mix. I think Elliott and Larson both have very strong cars tonight now, as I feel like honestly we might have been P2, we might have been leading some laps, but I just don't think we've got necessarily as strong of a car as we are hoping in the actual race here. As these laps go on, I feel like we're going to struggle compared to the 5 and the 9, this 23, the 45's putting on some good pressure as well. I think we've got the 45 kind of taken care of, but I mean, I say that, here he comes back at me as we come to 3 to go in stage 1, and now the handling's starting to go away from this car, so I know I'm going to have to make some adjustments here at the end of stage 1, specifically going to be targeting the wedge and just tightening up this car a little bit because it's pretty free. As you can see, I mean, look at this. I mean, all the way from entering turn 3, it's starting to slide, and as we come to 2, approaching 1 lap to go, sliding all over the place on the exit of turn 4. Here comes Ross Chastain up the inside, and Kyle Larson is not far behind, has actually hit the wall there down the straightaway. Blaney leads into turn 1 with 1 lap to go in stage 1. I really brake late into turn 1 to clear the 5, and we do stay ahead, but we are struggling so hard for a grip that we just can't get on the throttle, and that allows the 45 to get a clearance on me to not have to worry about me making a move on him into turn number 3 as we head into 3 and 4 for the final time, nearly to the back bumper, but I just can't drive it in any further as we slide again, clip the bottom curb, and now we shoot up the racetrack. Larson's gonna get us. We'll hold off Elliott, but Blaney takes the stage over Chastain, Larson, myself, and we were hanging on for our life at the final couple of laps right there. Thank goodness it's over and we can get some adjustments, because my goodness, I was very lucky to even get 4th. As Elliott, Bell, Heim, Byron, Gibbs, and Love round out the top 10. Joe Gibbs Racing looking strong. 3 of the 4 cars in the top 10. Bowman, of course, started at the back after some inspection issues. We're going to go from a 50.0 to a 50.3 on the wedge and hope that makes enough of a difference, because it wasn't like it was like the world was ending. No, the car was still manageable for the most part, so we didn't have to take a huge swing at the wedge. We're ready to go racing now for stage number 2. Kyle Larson, we actually passed him in the pit lane. He's to my outside in P4. He gains 1 more point on us, so in stage 1 for the regular season championship that continues to heat up after Pocono, where Zilish got that 2nd win of the season. Now is Ryan Blaney clear of his 2311 teammate as he exits turn 2. Chastain in P2. We clear the 5 of Larson. Kind of chopped his nose a little bit there on exit, just opening up the wheel as Elliott and him are side by side there. The 2 Hendrick teammates now, and they look to be the class of Hendrick today, as Byron's kind of faded. Caruth, of course, a mechanical, or sorry, not mechanical, an inspection issue for him starting at the back. We don't quite know what he has yet either in that number 48 Overstock Cadillac, as we're side by side with Chastain. 30 laps of racing here in Stage 2, double the length of Stage 1. We cannot make it to the end of Stage 2 on field like we could in Stage 1, so we will need a pit stop. Now, if we get a caution, we'll probably be in the fuel window no matter what. So if we see a yellow, we will be pitting. As you can see, Kyle Larson rolling the top around us here into turn 3. That 5, that was a statement type of move right there, saying I've got one of the strongest cars here tonight. And now Chase Elliott as well, I think, is honestly just as strong as the 5. As we're going to try and fight back on Kyle Larson, but I realize this is really not much of a fight. That 5 is super good. Here comes Chase Elliott down the front straightaway to my outside as well into turn number 1. So 23, 11, 1, 2. It's about to be Hendrick 3rd and 4th, and then it'll be myself in 5th. Surrounded by more Toyotas behind. You got Corey Heim, the worst running 2311 car right now in P6, and then Bell there with him as well. So 2311's got all 3 of their cars in the top 6 right now, and actually Chastain here coming to lap 5, making a move to the inside of Ryan Blaney. Your Stage 1 winner is going to lose out here to Chastain as he'll take the lead down the front straightaway, but don't rule out that 5 of Larson or the 9 of Elliott as well. Here comes Larson to the inside of the 23 of Blaney. Kyle Larson, we keep talking about it. He's showing shades of season 4 or whatever it was when he had that just pure dominant summer stretch, and he's showing it again right now at the right time, or maybe the wrong time, as we continue to see season after season momentum. The usual, I mean, outside of myself, we had momentum all last season when we went on to win our championship, but when we don't win the championship, more often than not, the champion builds momentum at the start of the playoffs, not throughout the regular season. As Kyle Larson now to the inside of the 45 of Chastain. Kyle Larson back out in front here in Gateway. Chase Elliott down to P4 as I was trying to pressure him here as we come to lap 7. And car's still feeling pretty good at this point. And I noticed in Stage 1, around lap 7 or 8 was when the car kind of just start, slip around a little bit more. So I was trying to pay a lot of attention. As we come to lap 12, Elliott had actually gotten now in front of Ryan Blaney, who has dropped to 4th. And we're trying to pressure this 23. And the car, it's sliding around ever so slightly, but it's not to the extent of Stage 1. But the problem is I just don't have enough speed in this car right now to really go forward, so I'm kind of stuck here in the 5th position behind Ryan Blaney. Larson's opening up a little bit of a gap. You can see us sliding a little bit right there on the exit of turn 2, but that's a lot more manageable than it was in Stage 1. We come to lap 15 and now looking to the inside of the 23, who's been dropping back a little bit further, and Larson's continuing to drive away. Elliott has run down that 45 of Chastain as we'll just about clear Blaney. No, Blaney's going to fight back on the outside down this front stretch wheel to wheel as we cross the halfway point of stage number 2. Corey Himes battling behind us with Christopher Bell. They scrap it out for the 6th and 7th spot now as Blaney is not making this easy. Still wheel to wheel down the back straightaway with the Advanced Auto Parts Camry here as we lean on that left rear, pulling him a little bit further back there. That side draft, you got to utilize the side draft at a track like Gateway to really help. Passing is not easy at this racetrack as we exit turn 4, we'll clear that 23 and finally take the 4th position. Pit stops just around the corner. Now, I am considering maybe coming in a little bit early. I think it is an option as we are closing in now as well on lap traffic. Now, if we go with a full fuel tank, we can go to approximately lap 25 to 26 of the 2nd stage. So I'm thinking of like a 23-24 kind of area coming in just a couple laps early and see if that works out. But of course, we do run that risk of a caution coming out, so we do have to be careful of that as we are running down these lap cars. Kyle Larson getting through lap traffic pretty well. Chase Elliott up there in 2nd, struggling a little bit through some traffic. Chastain in 3rd as we are up to the back of Parker Retzlaff. Tire light has come on, so maybe we want to come in even earlier. As we hit lap 21, we can probably get to 24 or so if we want. However, I think it might be in our best interest to maybe come in sooner rather than later. And as we come to lap 22, we're going to be passing 38th place colleagues racing number 10, Sheldon Creed, and I think we're going to pit this lap right here at the end of lap 22. I think is an option as we head down into turn 1 and 2. Chastain closing even further on Elliott, who's still struggling a little bit more than other drivers. It seems like getting through traffic, but we're going to pit right here. So we have to go, of course, and take this little access road to the left side. So we cannot stay on the racetrack. We get down and, of course, go on this little road here between the grass and the racetrack now as we'll roll up towards the pit wall and get down to that pit speed, 45 miles per hour. What?
Black flag, black flag.
We just got a speeding penalty due to an invisible pit line. There was no pit line. It was another 15 feet up the road, and we just got dinged for speeding. We'll take a 30-second pit stop because of that. Are you kidding me? How in the world is any player supposed to know where the pit line is when it's invisible? How is I supposed to get down to speed? So that just screwed us over. I don't know how much it's going to screw us over, but it screwed us over nonetheless. We should not lose a lap. We should be able to stay on the lead lap, but the question is, yeah, what position are we going to end up once this is all said and done? Because we just, of course, spent an extra 14, 15 seconds in the pits. That is not ideal. And my guess is we're going to probably be like a 25th or so when this is all said and done. So obviously stage points are gone, and I mean, it is what it is. We've already got cars pitting, so everybody else didn't wait very long. But obviously, I mean, you know, I didn't help myself at all by speeding, and honestly, that's got to be it. That is the, when you get speeding penalties, it's always on you, as we're going to pass the 18 of Alex Bowman. But when you get a speeding penalty, it's always on you. But I think this is the first speeding penalty ever where that's not on me, that's on the game, and they did it. They don't have a pit line. The pit line's completely invisible. So I don't think I did anything wrong there, in my opinion, and we're just gonna keep pushing and hoping for the best here as we continue on and trying to pass some cars. So as we actually, as well as this is all happening, William Byron's into the pits with engine issues. Smoke out of the front of the 24. That's going to be potentially race over for William Byron, as to my surprise, as we continue to cycle through, we're going to get up to the 48 of Carruth and the 6 of Ekis. I mean, we're still in the top 15, and as it would all eventually cycle through, we would end up P11 behind Carson Hosevar, my teammate, up the road about 4 seconds in 10th. So we're not going to get stage points, and Chase Elliott's gotten the lead over Kyle Larson through the pit cycle. But somehow, even with the 15-second penalty, we're still P11, and I really have no idea how that's worked out to be that way, but I'm pretty happy about it because, yeah, I mean, we're going to at least be in a decent spot going into stage 3, but we're going to give up points. Larson's P2 to Chase Elliott, so he's going to gain 10 points overall on me in the regular season championship tonight here in the first 2 stages. Chase Elliott off of turn 4. First win just a few races ago, now takes a stage win here over Kyle Larson in stage number 2. Chastain in 3rd, Bell in 4th, 5th goes to Ryan Blaney over Reddick, as well as Heim, Gibbs, Love, and Hosevar rounding out the top 10. My teammate of Connor Zilish as well, not having a very good night, as we're going to keep the car the same as it has been all night long. Zilish is P21 as of right now. He's staying out, but he would eventually determine to come into the pits. But Gray Galding would stay on the part-time MBM 66. So Gray Galding is going to be leading this race, which puts a slower car in front of all of us. Now getting ready for stage 3. Green flag is back out. We're underway now with just over 30 laps of racing to go. A great run on the back of the Joe Gibbs 81 Sport Clips Toyota Camry of Jesse Love. We take him 3 wide into turn 1. His teammate of Bowman behind. They were 4 wide briefly behind us at Gateway. That's difficult to make it happen, but they were making it work here as we're still 3 wide now with Blaney and my teammate of Hosevar. Hosevar clears the 23 down the backstretch into turn number 3 as we enter the top 10. Chase Elliott clear for the lead over Christopher Bell. Kyle Larson's dropped back a few spots now as well, as at 66 he started actually right in front of Kyle Larson, so Larson had nowhere to go. And now as we come up to the back of Gibbs to the inside of Hosevar, we have now run down the 66 ourselves. Myself and Ty Gibbs are going to try and split the 66 of Gray Galding into turn 3. I'll go inside, Gibbs goes top, we'll split him easily, we both clear him, and now up into P6 we go over Hosevar, who's going to follow through as well. Chase Elliott in front of Christopher Bell. Tyler Reddick now into the top 5. He continues to exceed expectations of this season for Trackhouse Racing, and very well could find himself in the playoffs, which would be a huge shock because I thought he would at best be like 20th or so in the points, and no, he's fighting for a playoff spot as the caution's out, and it's Ryan Preece. Tire down on the 29, and that's going to be race over for Preece. And there is a very, very real chance he could be out of the top 30 in the points following today. Your Daytona 500 winner, that is, and that would bump Chastain back into the playoffs. So this is going to be interesting to see how it shapes up following this race here. We go. Green flag is back out here from Gateway now. Elliott inside up front alongside Bell. You've got Hendrick, you've got Gibbs, you've got 2311, you've got Junior Motorsports and Trackhouse all up here in the conversation. Alex Bowman started at the back of the field due to inspection issues. He has worked his way comfortably now inside the top 10. Don't rule out that number 18 Ally Financial Toyota Camry. Now Bowman, one win on the season at Michigan. He was in position in Pocono to go get another one, but obviously things didn't quite work out for him there because he brought out that late race yellow when a tire went down on that number 18 as we fight to the outside of that Tire Pros number 4 of Carson Hocevar now into turn number 1. I wish Zilish was up here more tonight because he's got a new paint scheme on with the Blue Hog paint scheme, which is basically the same scheme as his Xfinity Blue Hog car. Looks really cool. Nonetheless, we clear Hocevar on the outside into turn 3 and actually get into the back again of Corey Heim. That's the second time. New leader though, Kyle Larson. Bell's dropped back to 5th and maybe 6th. Reddick up to 3rd behind Chase Elliott as we fight wheel to wheel with that Ream Camry down the front stretch. Just over 20 laps to go, 24 to be exact. We cannot make it to the end of the stage. We do have to pit for fuel. When do we want to come? Do we want to wait? I think honestly waiting towards the tail end of the run is going to be the way to go here. We know, of course, if there is a green flag pit stop, we have to slow down well early and hope that we are not speeding at the invisible line. And yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a guessing game at that point. So that is not going to be easy to sort out here. Now as we're to the back of the number 11 Costco 2311 driver of Corey Heim. Still after that first win, he has been oh so close recently. Tonight he's got a top 5 car, but I just don't think he has enough to fight for the win unless some wild or maybe just poorly timed caution comes out during a pit cycle, stuff like that, which is of course not out of the ordinary in this career mode. Now as we roll through 3 out of turn 4, we'll clear Heim, and we've spent all of stage 3 just trying to recover since that speeding penalty, and we've gotten back up into the top 5, so we're pretty well where we were before we got the speeding penalty. Now as we run down that monster hard T Honda Civic for Trackhouse. Tyler Reddick now running P3, left the door wide open surprisingly, and I said of course I'm going to take that one, so up the inside we go. As we roll off of turn 4, he's going to fight back pretty hard now as he'll clear us back down this front stretch, so couldn't quite make it happen right there as Ross Chastain has actually gotten to me now as well. He's made some passes on Bell and Heim as well, and here he comes to my inside as I slip and slide right there up the racetrack on the exit of turn 2. Chastain looking for the position is Chastain finding some serious speed late here in Gateway. As we head into turn number 3, he clears us now, and he brings the fight to the number 1 of Tyler Reddick. Now Blaney as well has gotten through over Bell, and so is Hocevar, so Bell is kind of fading late in this race now as Larson continues to lead by a good 2-3 car lengths over Chase Elliott, who's I think pretty well identical. They are both on speed, and that's why whoever gets the lead is really the one that's probably going to win this race, and this final pit stop is going to determine everything as Reddick loses out on P3. Here we go to the inside of the 1 car now of Reddick. Does Chastain maybe have something for Elliott and Larson? I don't know if he's got enough time, even if he's quicker. I mean, 16 laps, he could definitely get there. So if Chastain does have anything, he needs to use it now as we're getting physical with this one of Tyler Reddick now as we head down this back stretch into turn number 3. Can we clear this number 1? Beautiful paint scheme there. We clear him. That was Paj Designs who made the scheme on that car. He is by far one of the most talented up-and-comers of the paint scheme game in NASCAR. So remember that name as we continue with 13 laps to go, and Larson's actually opened up a bit more of a gap to Chase Elliott, but it's completely eliminated. Caution out, 13 laps to go, forcing everybody into the pits, and this could be interesting. We're going to take right side tires, no repairs, 1 can of fuel. That's all we're doing. We're going to be P4, but we are about to see some split strategy throughout the entire grid. Reason for the caution, the 3 of Austin Hill goes around with a tire down, and look at this. Eckes and Bowman, no tires. Zilish, Caruth, others, they take either no tires or 2 tires, putting Larson and Elliott, the first drivers on 4 tires, 9th and 10th position. So with 10 laps to go, we've leapfrogged them. We're behind the 6th and the 18 who's on no tires, and we should be able to cruise around them pretty quick, but we see split strategy all throughout the grid here as we exit turn 2 down this back straightaway. There you see Zilish in the back as well, the 48 of Caruth. Bubba Wallace will clear this 18 down into turn number 3. Thank you very much for P2, and we continue to roll through now to the back of the 6, and all of a a sudden, are we in position to steal the win in Gateway? You have to wonder. Carruth gets clear for third position. I believe he's on 2 tires with myself. So some are on 2, some are on no tires. We know the no tires for sure, the 6 and the 18. There might be another one there littered in, but for sure those 2, a bunch of drivers on 2, Larson and Elliott on back, all on 4 tires now. As here we go, bringing the fight to the 6 of Ekis to the inside as he still seeks his first win in his Cup career. It's going to have to wait a little bit longer for sure. We clear the 6 now, and we would start to drive away, but it was far from over because Elliott and Larson, both utilizing their 4 fresh tires, have run down Ekis for P2, and they were here. Elliott and Larson clear in 2nd and 3rd in just a matter of 1 corner. They run me down right to my back bumper, and I realize it's over. There's no way I'm going to be able to hold these guys off with 6 laps of racing to go. I try to outbrake them into turn number 1. Can't keep the car pinned down. Here goes Elliott to the lead. Here comes Kyle Larson, and here comes Corey Heim as well as we drop into 3rd. And I know every corner for the rest of this race is going to be about damage control. And through goes the 11 of Heim. Here comes the 20 of Bell. We dropped to 4th. Now Bell, he's actually going to roll to the top as Blaney looked to his left rear on the exit of turn 2. He's going to be able to make it happen. Bell will clear me. We drop to 5th. Here comes Blaney looking for the, of course, 5th spot to put me down to P6, and that's exactly what's going to happen. I have nothing for him. I think the bleeding will stop right here. Chastain might be able to get to us. He's a second back with 4 to go as we head down into turn 1 following this 23. Chastain, tire down into the outside wall. He's not going to catch us now. It's going to be raced over for the number 45 Busch Light Camry. Overtime in Gateway. Chase Elliott leads over Larson and Chastain. The first one out of the playoffs. Did not need that unless Priest is not in the top 30 after tonight. Tonight he'll be still in the playoffs. Now we're back underway with 2 laps to go, and obviously no pit stops. We would not have been able to make up any ground or enough ground, so we just stay out on the 2 tires and hope for the best. Elliott leads. Corey Heim behind follows through 1 and out of turn 2. Here comes Carruth to my inside. Larson's cleared by the 9. Can Chase Elliott hang on for win number 2 on the season? We clear the 48 of Carruth. He just does not have the pace he needs as we head into turn number 3, and it's all Chase Elliott. How about Heim? Does he have anything for Elliott on this final lap? He clears Larson, who drops to 3rd. We're still losing regular season championship points to the 5, which is not ideal. White flag in the air into turn 1 for the final time. Reddick has gotten through on the 48. If we're going to lose any spots, it's going to be to him, and he very well might make it happen as we exit turn number 2. Reddick's there. If I can just keep the bottom planted in 3 and 4, we'll be okay. Larson might drop to 4th, but the story is Chase Elliott leaving Hendrick Motorsports at the season's end to start his own team. Just announced this weekend, Corey Day will drive his car next season when they rebrand to the 25, but it's all Chase Elliott tonight. Elliott wins his 2nd race of the season in Gateway over Corey Heim, Kyle Larson, and Ryan Blaney as Christopher Bell rounds out the top 5. We have to settle for P6. Reddick, Carruth, Love, and Hocevar round out the top 10. Gio Ruggiero, P11. Great effort from him. My teammate of Connor Zilish ended up down in 27th. Corey Day in 28th, and you see right there Chastain, of course, all the way down the field. Actually, he continued on, so he stayed on the lead lap, so he still got a pretty decent result. As the regular season comes down to now less than 60 points between myself and Kyle Larson, and we've got enough time. We've got 5 races to go, or 4 races to go, of course, with the Brickyard 400 being the next episode. So round 21, 22, 23, 24, the final 4 races of the regular season, and Chastain is now into the playoffs because Ryan Preece is no longer in the top 30 after his horrific stretch of races in the last 10 or so weeks now, as Logano's the first one out by 65 points. It's going to be interesting, but Preece is actually tied for the top 30, but right now he is losing that tiebreaker. Crown Jewel, Brickyard 400, we have not won there yet. We have one chance to do it here before the career mode ends. Let's make it happen next episode. I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.